Why not?
Why not? Indeed. There's no good reason to not do it. So we're doing it. Gabba, gabba, gabba. All right, here we go.
Okay.
We may have heard our last gaga, by the way. It might be none of that. I don't want to get into details, but I think we're done with the gaga. All right. Let's do it. Here we go. Starts in... Whoa, wait. That's not moving the needle. Why? Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I want someone special to be my friend. Forever and ever.
Your evil is ended.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Uh-oh. Sneeze coming. Hold on. See if I can stifle it before it Couldn't do it.
Let it out. You don't want to bottle those things up anyway.
Oh, I know, but I thought...
They just build in intensity, and then your head explodes. I saw it in a movie once.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, too. You got
Michael Ironsides.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, is that movie there?
That's right. Yeah. What was that called? That was called...
Scanners.
Sneezes. Yeah. Yes. Wasn't that it? Sneezes. It was the great horror movie, Sneezers. Sneezer, Weezer, Lemon Squeezer. Hey, what's going on? Hey, it's me and Brian. I'm Scott. He's Brian, and we're doing a show. We got stuff to talk about. It's Thursday. It's almost the end of the broadcast week for this particular show because on this weekend we're doing the play date on Saturday. I
mean, really, when you consider it, we're just a little over halfway through the broadcast week because we still have 3 shows to do this week. We still have today, tomorrow, and Saturday.
Yeah, that's true. Oh wait, we don't have tomorrow though, do we? What are we doing tomorrow?
Do we not do tomorrow when we do a play date?
Oh, yeah, we swap it out, see? It's like
okay.
we take it off so that we have time so we can do the play date, see?
Then I've got time to watch Spider-Man 3 tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, that's a good thing to announce. We vetoed Dracula 3000 because it is...
Moved Dracula?
Terrible, awful, not good. We do this once in a while,
and even and specifically not good by film sack standards is what we're hearing.
Right.
Dunaway watched it. He still wants to talk about it, but
he watched the whole thing.
He watched the whole thing.
Oh my lord! Why did he put himself through that? Was that he just wanted to see for himself?
Even after we vetoed it, he's like, "No, I want to see it still."
Oh well, I watched the first
Dracula 3000.
I watched like 15 minutes. To make that, I wish I'd have waited for him. I didn't know he was going to do that. I would have skipped it because it was sucked. Oh my gosh, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, if you would have, if you wouldn't have seen it and vetoed it, he probably would have said, "Let's do it. Let's keep going with it."
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I
You helped us dodge a bullet.
Yes, we swerved and missed a major
mistake.
Yes, we missed a head-on collision. Is what we did.
Okay.
So,
man,
I stand by it.
If Casper Van Dien and Erica Eleniak and Coolio and Tiny Lister can't save a movie project like that, what hope do the rest of us have?
Exactly. You know what it felt like to me? It was like somebody owed someone a favor and then just called in all the favors. It was like, hey, you guys remember that time I did whatever? Yeah, we remember. Okay, well, call Lister up and tell Van Dien it's time to pay up. Like, it was really one of those things.
Are you planning on refilming this with, like, real cameras, or are we still just using that Sony Betamax camcorder on your shoulder? Just using that?
Just that? Okay. All right. Fine.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
You can add special effect? No special effects behind me? Okay.
Are we going to do this whole thing in your garage, or is this going to... That's how it felt. It was that bad.
Oh, man.
So we dodged it, dude. We dodged it. I'm telling you.
All right. Fair enough.
Dunaway may try to convince us differently on Saturday, but I'm telling you, we dodged a bullet. So instead, we're watching Spider-Man 3, which we also know is bad, but it's film sack bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's film sack bad.
I want to say that I think I've only seen that movie the one time in theaters. I don't think I've seen it since.
I think I saw, was it the PSP version?
You saw it on UMD?
I did. I saw it on UMD, I think. Or am I thinking of Spider-Man 2?
I think Spider-Man 2 came with a PSP. Like, because you wouldn't have bought it for the Vita or the PSP.
Right. Oh, hell no. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. There was one that was included as a pack-in. I actually thought it was the original Spider-Man. But
you might be right, because it was 2004. when that came out. So you're probably right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of then? Something came out. Maybe it was a PlayStation 3 thing, or I got a deal, or I don't remember. But they were, Sony was always pushing it because it's a Sony property at the time, or still is, I guess. But yeah, I did watch a couple of UMD.
They might have offered a free download of the movie or something. Maybe that was it.
Could have been. Could have been. Did you ever watch a full UMD on that thing? Did you ever do that?
I even had the Spider-Man one, and I think I had Fifth Element.
Oh wow!
Somehow I ended up with Fifth Element. I don't think I paid for it.
I didn't either. I had that too, and I also didn't pay for it. So there must have been a promotion or something.
Yeah, I think so.
But I also had it on there, and I watched Fifth Element on there.
Oh, I can't imagine.
It was small and dumb.
Yeah.
It's not that different than phones, though, I guess. So it's not. I don't know. It's not too crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch that on a phone either. That's a movie that requires the biggest, dumbest video screen you've got available.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty dumb. But I watched it, and it was the last time I did a UMD movie. That was it. All done. All done. It was a dumb format. Really stupid. So good job, Sony.
I hear David Lynch is totally in favor of UMD movies. Oddly enough.
He loves it. He doesn't get all sweary about it.
That's the format that his stuff. He says, "This is the format that I want all people to watch my stuff on."
Is that his voice now?
Yeah, that's David Lynch. This is the format right here. He's nasal. I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of David Lynch.
It's been a while.
Actually, the David Lynch is the yelling David Lynch that was Cooper's boss on Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah. Right.
Agent Cooper, make sure you ask the log lady about the thing in the woods in the Black Lodge.
He does have a lot of like that when he gets loud.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Nasal.
Well, if chat room doesn't know the reference, there's a great video of David Lynch, and this is like circa iPhone 3G or something.
Yeah, well, like 2010, 2008, it's old.
Yeah, 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. And he makes the comment that nobody would ever watch a movie on a phone, and it's very funny. And you should watch it. And they also edited it up to seem like an Apple commercial, which is pretty funny too. So anyway,
really?
Yeah, they had like
that's cool. I'll have to look for that.
Different logo at the end or whatever they did. I don't remember. But anyway, yes. So UMD still a big deal. All right, time for us. So I had a story about how disappointed I am with Habit Burger right now.
Yeah.
Something happened. I don't know what happened because I liked Habit before, and we'd go there occasionally. It was fine, and it was good, and the food was good and fresh and all this. Lately, though, what is going on over there? It's just a sloppy mess. The fries are soggy. It's just a bad time. If I'm going to have a cheat night.
Tastes like wood.
Yes, exactly. If I'm going to if I'm going to cheat on a night and get a burger when I shouldn't, it better be good. And this one was not good. It was a waste. It was bad. So
that's, you know what? I will echo those sentiments with my disappointing French dip yesterday from Arby's.
Oh no.
Like, this is something I was kind of looking forward to. It just was it also felt like it was a lot smaller than they used to be. Like, it felt like it was on a little French roll as opposed to a medium-sized French roll like it used to be. It's like those little tiny Jimmy John's French butter sandwiches that they make now. It felt like it was on one of those little thin pieces of bread.
So did the meat saturate the bread? Was it just kind of?
Well, the juice, the au jus saturated the bread, which is exactly what you want with a French dip. It's kind of the weird thing where you're basically saying, I'm going to specifically make this sandwich taste like a sandwich that I would send back to the kitchen in any other case.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the bread's all soggy. Take this back and make me a new sandwich. No, I'm willfully taking a sandwich and dipping it in stuff to make the bread soggy.
That's true. But the kicker there is you don't want it to come to you all soggy already before you've even dipped it. That's what you don't want.
Well, this is true, yes. And it didn't. I will say that the bread, as small as it was tasted fresh. There was an okay amount of meat in there. I don't think there was any. Usually there's Swiss, but I guess you might have to ask for Swiss now specifically. I don't know.
I thought it came with Swiss.
It was disappointing. My spinach salad was better.
Of course it was. See, that's what I should have done last
miso
night.
dressing and cashew slices in there, and
I had a credit on a delivery thing, and I thought, oh, I'm going to use that tonight. Let's use that. Let's use this credit and get it out of here. And it just was the wrong choice. Habit, you blew it last night. I'm going to leave you a bad review somewhere. I don't know.
Wait, were you complaining that the food was cold and you got it via Postmates or DoorDash or something?
I mean, it's just down the road, and when we've ever gotten it in the past, it's always been hot, fresh, ready to roll. And she was fast. Like, all of that stuff went exactly as planned. I'm telling you, they gave me the bottom of the rung fries at the bottom of the freaking barrel.
Yeah.
They were all just like almost see-through. They were so freaking oily. And the burger was just thrown together by monkeys, man. Just like, imagine apes in a room just going, hoo, 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 and then just throwing meat around and just...
An infinite number of monkeys working on an infinite number of Habit burgers.
Yeah. Eventually, there's something that resembles a hamburger came to me. It just wasn't good.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Bums me out.
Bummer.
Anyway, so there's that. How about we call Gidget Von LaRue for a little trivia?
Let's bring in Gidget for a little bit of final Thursday of the month trivia.
We always do this because we want to test our mettle.
Contractually, oh yes, that's what it is. Yes.
Yeah, it's not contractual obligation, or obfuscation.
Or that either, yeah.
Or that. It's a chance for us to just see how bad we are at this. So let's find out how bad we are now.
Trivial things.
It's Trivial Things with Gidget Von LaRue, all the way from a long ways away place.
Down under.
Oh, for some reason she's recalling me. Why is that happening? Hold on.
Okay.
Gidget.
Because she likes Total Recall.
She apparently does. Hold on. Her partner must have gone to bed.
Sorry.
Oh, hello. That was a fun little trip. Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good.
Yeah. Are you? How's the giant island of Australia? I know it's a continent, but it's basically an island. How does that island?
We're both.
Okay, you're both.
Can be both.
You guys avoiding this coronavirus? You staying away from all the sickos, or what? What's your deal?
No, supposedly it's come here.
Great.
Supposedly there's a few people that have had a couple of cases of it. But our biggest thing has been dealing with bushfires, but then we had torrential rain. Mm-hmm. So everything's sort of working itself out.
Coronavirus probably seems fairly tame in comparison to all the other disasters you guys have experienced in the last 6 months.
Probably.
Well, yeah. Well, the weird thing is, we're very used to all this stuff, and then we look over to America and we see you get tornadoes and cyclones and stuff, and we're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's weird.
We do get weird stuff over here.
America has 3 of the deadliest tornadoes in the world. So in that respect, we're a lot like Australia.
Yeah, a little bit like we're a little like you guys.
End of the day, we all have weather.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
I don't think we get cyclones though. Do we get cyclones here? I think that's an Asia thing, isn't it? I don't know.
Tsunamis are an Asia thing. Cyclones are what? Those are water-based tornadoes?
I think so, and they're huge. Like I flew in one leaving Hong Kong. So
coastal. I think coastal.
And tornadoes are like in that tornado
like
alley that you have there.
Tsunamis are water tornadoes. Cyclones are hurricanes.
Well, tsunamis were earthquakes under the water sent a giant wave. A giant wave is a tsunami, isn't it?
That's right. There is an equivalent to
I don't know what
the
it is.
Asian equivalent to
tropical. No, hold on. Typhoon.
Typhoon is the word I was looking for. Yes. Typhoon.
Now that just makes me want to get Thai food. I'm going to go get it later. Okay.
Makes me want to go to Typhoon Lagoon.
Yep. Some Thai food.
Welcome to the weather report with the morning stream and Gidget Von LaRue.
Yes, that's true. Well, I hope you don't.
If ever we needed Hunts the Wind to join us on the show to explain all this stuff.
Yeah, he knows everything. What we need is like a CDC type Hunts the Wind guy who knows everything about communicable diseases. That would be good. I was looking at the numbers yesterday. This is why people are freaked out, okay? So last year, some 30,000 people or something died of regular flu here in this country. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the actual percentages and the way that flu propagates, it's about 0.1% of the population. So not the population affected or infected, the population of the entire country. So that seems like a lot of people, but then when you look at it as a percentage, it's actually a very small percentage. So people are like, well, wait a minute, this thing's only killed like 3,200 people so far, and we're worried about it. I mean, regular flu kills 30,000 people. And I understand that on the surface, but if you look at the numbers, coronavirus has a 2% death rate. And that could get somewhere up in the 500 to 720,000 people killed.
Wow. Yeah,
just
huge.
with that small percentage
don't you think this whole
growth.
coronavirus thing is a bit like Chernobyl in Russia? It's a bit of a cover-up. I think it's worse than what it is.
Oh, you're going the other way.
I've got my own opinions. I don't think this was an animal-based thing. I don't think this was an eating bats thing because they've been doing that for ages. I think this was a government-created virus because it's got the AIDS virus in it. Okay. And just to bring the podcast down, I personally think this was something that escaped from the factory that was based in that particular place in China, and it somehow got out. I don't think this is from eating wild animals because they've been doing that for ages. So
you don't think something mutated? Wait, what's this thing? You said there's the AIDS virus in it? I hadn't heard that. What's that?
Yeah, there's supposedly partially of this coronavirus thing is the HIV virus is in it as well, so that it sticks within people. So,
are you my mother-in-law doing a funny accent?
I'm not saying personally. All I'm saying is what I've read.
Right.
Is that it was being used as a super disease outbreak type of crap.
The connection that I heard was that they're using a form, or they're trying a form of what is it, AZT, whatever the thing is that they use for patients who have AIDS. They're using a form of that, or
a form of AIDS treatment, form of HIV treatment
to try and combat coronavirus. But it might be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
all I know is there's something dodgy going on.
I know that I know the gadgets in the future, and you know what else I know? I know that. I know that we've got nothing to worry about because our fearless second leader-in-chief, Mike Pence, is going to take a break from overseeing our Space Force to manage the coronavirus containment.
Yeah, it'll be great with all his experience in that area.
Oh, your political stuff that's going on right now is hilarious.
Oh God, isn't it though?
Crazy.
I know. I wish I could be in another country watching it from a distance.
Oh my God, it is so amusing. It really is. I mean, it sucks for you guys, but it's hilarious for all the rest of us.
Yeah.
At least in Australia, you could see being surrounded by fire instead of just the virtual fire that we're surrounded by in the US.
Well, and you're sure you're not my mother-in-law just doing a fun accent, right? I'm just making sure.
I might be, Scott. Okay. I might be your mother-in-law.
Okay. Well, turn off.
Behave yourself, all right?
Okay. Well, then I can't wait for my mother-in-law to feed me trivia questions. I forget I think you warned us what our topic would be, but maybe fill us in. What are we doing today? I forget.
Okay. So we are doing 80s movies lyrics from 80s movies songs. So I'm going...
Songs from 80s movies.
Yeah, so they weren't necessarily written. Some of them are written for 80s movies. Some of them were original songs. Some of them are covers. Mm-hmm. But they're songs used in 80s movies. And I'm going to read you a couple of lyrics from the song, and you have to guess the song.
Okay.
If you guess... Well, I was going to say if you guess the movie, but some of the songs have got the movie in the lyrics. So... That's irrelevant. So
you do that?
Yeah, stuff that off. All right. So if all you have to do is guess the movie.
Okay.
At the song, is it the song? Sorry. All you have to do is guess the song.
All right.
Okay.
It's 3:26 a.m. here.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
been a bit of
crazy.
this band going on.
We love that you stay up late to do this for us, Gidget.
Oh, bless your hearts. Yeah, I'm always happy to. Love it. Love doing it. Okay, so who wants to go? Can you see me on camera?
No, not yet. You haven't clicked the little camera icon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've been told. All right. Start video call.
No.
No, that'll start a new call.
Hold on. I got to re-add her. She just has to hit the icon.
Did she just disconnect?
She just disconnected herself. She really is my mother-in-law in lots of ways. Like, this is just another way.
That's right.
One more way. All right. I'm ringing her, so... Oh,
hopefully she doesn't have to wake your father-in-law up to work the computer.
Oh Lord! All right, hold on. Why? I know she can see it. Okay. she hit the button that just says start video call, and she's not on our group. She was in like a different group.
Right.
And so she's not seeing where she is. Like you have to be in the group with the people you're in to hit the button there. So I'm gonna hit ring again. So my guess is she is now running into the other room and screaming at her pal. All right, she's still. There's some confusion here. I can see her still trying to call me, but I don't want to answer it because then we're just going to go down a rabbit hole.
Right.
Oh, this is.
Well, can you answer it and tell her to get out of that and come back to to Earth?
I guess so. I guess I could. Let's see if she calls back. Here, I'm gonna pause this.
Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah, we don't. The audio people don't need this. All right. All right, so I'm hitting ring again.
Meanwhile, I'm going to catch a Pikachu in a party hat. Hello, Pikachu in a party hat.
Wait, they wear hats now?
It's Pokemon Day, so they're partying like it's 1989.
Wow. So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So in what other ways are they celebrating the Pokemon today? You get any free cool stuff, or is it all?
There's we get like double Stardust or free trades or some BS. I don't know. I don't know. I don't do that Pokemon show anymore, Scott. I barely.
Yeah.
There you go. You can see a little Pikachu with a hat.
Oh, look at him. He's a little
Pikachu with a hat.
Little party Pikachu.
Yep.
Party Chew.
Party in the front, Pika in the back.
That's right. I'm going to make a note here. Okay. You have to join our call. Okay, I'm typing that to her. Because she's still...
Wow, I thought she would have connected by now.
Well, let me try this. I may have to... So you may get drug in here.
That's totally fine.
Okay. Gidget, you there? Hello, Gidget.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay, so hold on. I got to add Brian to this. Hold on.
Can you see you?
Yep.
Okay, hold
All right,
on.
can you see me?
Yeah, but Brian's not in here. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me add
I'm
him.
sorry.
No, you're all right. You're all good. Did you wake him up again? Did we get him out of bed? Is that what happened there?
Up again.
Oh, poor guy. All right, I'm gonna put
I know.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I guess I don't need to send video. What am I doing?
Yeah, you don't need to. Okay, so Brian's in. You're in. Okay, we're in. Right. We see you now.
Okay, we see you.
Okay. That was a fun little adventure. That's an 80s movie I don't remember at all. All right.
It was called the 80s movie where everyone stuffs up.
I guess so.
Well, no, I stuff up.
I like the stuff up's a great term. I'm going to start using that
It's
more.
now 3:30 in the morning in Australia. And
yeah.
Gidget's going to ask us trivia questions about Adobe Creative Cloud in movies. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's the one. Geez, that wasn't concontroversial at all yesterday. That was a fun...
Oh.
Exactly.
Got all kinds of heat
sorry,
for that.
guys. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all good.
He's gonna be pissed with me tomorrow. I can tell you that right now.
Look,
why did you mess something up?
Make him breakfast or something. Do something nice.
Yeah,
That's
might be a divorce.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go for
I'm
it.
trying to decide who was going to go first.
You get to. Who won last time? I don't remember.
I've got the TMS coin.
Scott,
you
won.
Okay.
Last time, I think.
Did I win? I don't remember winning.
I think you did. Yeah.
All right, Brian should go first then. If I won.
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
Okay, this is a bit of Brian's arena as well, so you know.
It is. You heard that.
All right,
Scott.
so I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and say it as clear as possible without actually singing it because I love all these songs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So number 1.
Oh, hiding the chat room.
All right.
Okay. Good.
And the beat's so loud, deep inside, the pressure's high, just to stay alive.
All right. Just to stay. Okay. And the beat's so high, stay alive. Do one more time, please.
All right. And the beat's so loud, deep inside, the pressure's high, just to stay alive.
Oh my God. I know that.
You're gonna win this one. Oh, I think I know this one. Hold on.
Ooh, if Brian can't get it, it goes to Scott.
I know it's going to be a great steal if you get it, man. Because I'm I could read those lyrics along with you, but I cannot put them into.
Do you want me to hum it a bit?
No. Well, that would be cheating, right? I mean, you humming
it'd be so cheating.
Yeah. So no, we can't do it with no hums.
And the beat's so loud, deep inside. The precious.
Oh, it's the heat is on.
God
I
damn
just played
it!
this on the show this week.
Damn
Who
it!
sang it?
Glenn Fry.
Glenn Fry.
And what movie?
Don Henley. Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes.
The heat is
Huge,
on.
Brian.
1980 came out in 1984, but the music was still on the Billboard charts on this day in 1985.
Oh my God.
6 or 7 on the charts, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
The beat's so loud.
Yeah.
Just to stay alive.
Stay alive.
He was better
All
with
right.
the Eagles. They're fine on their own, but they're better with the Eagles. Anyway, go ahead.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty Poos. Number 2.
Yeah.
My baby may not be rich. He's watching every dime, but he loves me, loves me, loves me.
Oh, shit. Baby. Oh, it's the song from Footloose. It's the dude, his friend.
Brian knows it.
Hold on. I know
Are you
this
gonna
song.
get the performer too?
It's. Do I need to know that? Do I need to know who sang it?
My baby may not be rich. He's watching every dime, but he loves me, loves me, loves me.
Yeah, no, I know the song, but I don't need to tell you who sings it. I just need the title, right?
Yeah, you just need the name of the song.
That would be a good way to make this even. Is I have to come up with the artist. He has to do just the title.
Let's hear it for the boys.
That would be fair.
Is that the song? Let's hear it for the boys or the boys or something like that?
That's correct.
Close enough.
All right.
Singular.
All right.
Let's
She only
hear
cares
it
about one boy.
Oh, boy.
Denise Williams, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Wait,
So
Denise
that's
Williams. She's not the one.
That's a bit of a Scott and Brian.
She the penthouse lady from the
Nope.
okay.
No, it's Vanessa Williams.
Oh, okay. I forgot what Williams I was dealing with.
Oh dear.
All right.
Oh dear. All right, so that's a bit of a split one actually. All right, so Brian, number 3.
No, I don't get any points for that. Scott gets points for that. I don't get any points for that. There's no split.
No, because he only guessed the song. You guessed Denise Williams and Footloose.
Oh.
Right, but he only has to get the title. Like
He
for
really
me to get
does,
a point.
but it's my
for me to
game.
get
I'm
a point,
scoring
okay.
how I want to score.
All right, okay. Didn't realize we were dealing with Drew Carey, and whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, just back off, buddy. Back
All
off.
right, okay, all right.
All right.
Wait, so who's
All
keeping
right,
score then? Somebody in the
number
chat
3,
keeping
Scott.
score? I don't get this
Someone
rule.
in the chat is keeping score.
All
I
right.
saw before I tabbed out of the.
There's always a scorekeeper in the
yeah.
chat because they're awesome.
Zoe said someone's going to keep score. I think.
All right.
Excellent. All right, number 3. So it's over to Scott.
Yeah.
How
That's
can...
over to me.
Oh, that's over to Brian, yeah.
Yeah, I'm odd.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
even.
Brian was first. Yep.
Yeah.
So, Brian,
Uh-huh.
you know I'm scatty. Brian, how can you just walk away from me?
How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? That is Phil Collins from the movie Against All Odds, and the theme
Oh my
song Against
God.
All Odds. Parenthetical, take a look at me
Brian.
now.
Yeah.
I had more than that. I actually had. I can do is watch you leave because
Yeah.
you've shared the laughter and the pain, but you just came out of the gates.
That's what he does.
Come on, music is my
I know,
music is
it's
my
a show
jam.
off, isn't
Finally, one of these that I feel like I've got a fighting chance in.
That's what I thought. I thought, music, yeah, but you give Brian a bit of a chance. All right, so now it is over. Brian got that. It's over to Scott. Number 4. I've been meaning to tell you, I've got this feeling that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize.
Oh, hold on. Don't say anything. I know this. This is from the film Dirty Dancing, right?
Yes.
And it's that song that I had the time of my life. Is that it?
No, it's not that one.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Shit, I don't know this one. I don't know this one.
Can you are you throwing in your towel?
I don't know any other songs from that movie. Like I only know
Right,
you know how many times I've seen it?
50% Scott.
I've seen that movie
Brian,
once.
Can you get it?
Yeah, give me the lyrics one more time.
I've been meaning to tell you that I've got this feeling that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize.
Is that Hungry Eyes by Eric Carmen?
That is Hungry Eyes by Eric Carmen.
That's in that movie. I don't even remember that being in that movie.
Hungry Eyes.
It's not a great
I look
movie.
at you and I fantasize. I got former lead singer of the Raspberries, Eric Carmen.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't give him points for that. That's just bonus stuff.
Well, no, I'm giving half and half.
Oh, you're going half and half on that one too?
I'm going half and half on that one.
You got the movie on that one.
Oh, okay. I can't believe I thought I was sure it was that that one. It's the only one I know. I only know that song. All right.
I've had the time of my life. And I owe it all to you. Okay, so it's Brian.
Yep.
All right, number 5. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind the clouds, and there upon a rainbow.
God, some 13-year-old's notebook from school. Is that what that song? What that comes from?
Sounds like.
It's from my diary, personally.
Wait, do those lyrics again? Well, for him too.
Right.
But, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind the clouds, and there upon a rainbow.
Rhymes that keep their secrets will unfold behind the clouds.
I don't know this.
Rhymes that keep their secrets.
I think I know it.
Really?
I don't know the name of the song, but I know the movie.
Go on.
I think you're going to get a point for this one because I can't come up with anything for this one.
Maybe it's the same name as the movie.
Maybe.
It might be.
So can I steal now? Can I do a steal?
Yeah, give him the steal because I got nothing on this.
That mumbo jumbo is in a movie I did see quite a few times, which was, is it The Never-Ending Story or just Never-Ending Story?
Oh.
And the
rhymes that keep their secrets.
Yeah, and he's on the dog, big hairy dog, and it's singing. Is it called Never-Ending Story?
Of course it is.
Yeah, the song is Never-Ending Story, and the movie's called The Never-Ending Story.
By Ramal, former lead singer of Kaja Gugu.
That sounds like a full point for
Scott.
That
gets
is a full point for Scott for sure.
Yeah, that is a full point.
1 point.
I had nothing on that.
All right, so whoever's keeping the scores.
That's how it counts.
You're keeping scores.
And hope everyone's playing at home too. Okay. Okay, so this is Scott's one.
Yep.
All right, number 6. Locking rhythm to the beat of her heart, changing movement into light, she has danced into the danger zone.
Oh. Wait, I'm thinking of something else.
You are thinking of something.
Yeah, you got the wrong rhythm. You got the rhythm of the song before.
Yeah, the rhythm of the night. Hold on. Repeat, please, one more time.
All right. Locking rhythm to the beat of her heart, changing movement into light, she has danced into the danger zone.
Well, Danger Zone.
Remember, they're all from 80s movies.
Right. Mm-hmm. The Danger Zone reference just makes me think of Top Gun.
Yep. No.
But that's not it, because that other Philly stuff is not in that song. So I'm gonna say I'll just take a guess because I really don't know on this one. Let's just say just Dream Warriors starring Dennis Quaid.
Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Dennis Quaid, Dreamscape. You're thinking of Dream Warriors starring Patricia Arquette.
Oh, wrong. It's not even the right movie.
All right, Brian, do you know it?
Yeah, this is Michael Sembello, Maniac from
that is correct.
From Flashdance.
Oh, Flashdance!
That is correct. Brian.
Even talks about her dancing, Scott.
Oh,
yeah, she.
For all listen, when I was growing up, that movie had one purpose and one purpose only, and it was to show me a hot lady taking her bra off without removing her shirt. That was it. That was the whole thing.
Oh, all us girls can do that.
Or the chair with the water.
Psh, Are you kidding? That's you taught that at 8. How to take your bra off without taking your shirt off.
Yeah, but to us that was like foreign and exotic, and it was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And now she's not wearing a bra.
Yeah.
That's my weekends. No bra in sight for the weekends.
Yeah.
It's free ranging, baby.
So wait, Brian got a full point then for that, right?
He got a full point.
All right.
Yeah.
Should I count it like
so
you,
it's
Scott?
Brian's question next. I'm more organised this time. It's Brian's question next. He won that one, and now he's got this one, number 7. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down.
When you're unwanted, streets are uneven when you're down. So the 80s movie would have been The Lost Boys. The cover would have been by Echo and the Bunnymen.
Correct.
That's When You're Strange by The Doors originally.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
Correct. Oh, Brian, you just kicked that out of the park.
This is my...
Kicked it out of the park.
We're dancing in my ballroom right now.
I know. It is your ballroom.
Yeah.
It's happening. Okay, Scott.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8, the road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day.
Hold on. Give me it one more time.
All right. The road is long.
Yeah.
There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day.
And whatever you do, don't think the road is long. Don't think of singing it like that, because if that gets in your head, it'll never get out. Say that.
Blue Ridge John got it.
Where up?
Add one more word to the beginning.
Where we belong.
There it is.
Yep.
I don't know the movie though.
From.
Hold on.
Won an Oscar.
Timothy Hutton? No, who's Louis Gossett Jr.?
Was the duet?
I don't know the. I know the song. I don't know the thing. Honestly, I don't know the movie.
Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes. You got to give him the point though. He got the song title.
Yeah, but what's the?
He did.
What's the movie?
He did.
What's the movie?
An Officer
and a Gentleman.
Oh, I never saw that. That was late. That was my mom's movie in the 80s. I didn't see that.
It's a good movie.
I'm sure it is.
It's Richard Gere's best movie. You should watch it.
Yeah, but I was like 14.
Yeah. Louis Gossett Jr. in there too, right? Am I remember correctly? And he was
he won the Oscar. He won the best supporting Oscar for it.
Oh yeah, he was a drill sergeant or something. But
it's a great movie.
I didn't see it because when you're 14, you don't see that. That's not a thing.
For the record, I haven't seen it either.
Oh, you're such boys.
Yeah, Brian hasn't seen it either.
I haven't seen it either. I'm familiar with both Officers and Gentlemen. Have not seen the movie.
Wow.
You guys need to do that for your film sack.
That would be a good one for film sack. I would
because it would be good to do a movie that none of you have watched.
Mm-hmm.
And then bring me on it. I've seen it a few times.
We've done that. We've done that. Yeah,
Dracula 3000 was almost that.
Yeah. We've had a few where they're ones you thought we would have all seen, but we hadn't seen it. So yeah, it happens. All right, I feel good about that answer.
All right, well done. Brian helped you. All right,
Scott got that one all by himself.
Number 9, Bri.
Yes.
All right, heading into twilight, spreading out her wings tonight. She got you jumping off the track.
All right, one more time on that one.
All right, heading into twilight, spreading out her wings tonight. She got you jumping off the track.
Oh. Oh, well, now she just gave it away.
She did just give it away. That was unfair. Now I know it's Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Boo!
From the movie Top Gun.
Boo.
Well
I am being completely honest.
I'll do that from now on. I'll do a little hum.
All right.
I promise. I'll do a little hum.
You only have to do one
make
hum.
It even.
Just do one hum for Scott to even things up.
Yeah, just one
hum.
hum.
Okay. All right. So Scott, this is yours.
I'm not, for the record, I'm not asking for a hummer. I'm saying just hum it. Just for the record, I want to be clear. Okay, go ahead.
I hear that Australia has three of the world's most deadliest hummers.
All right, so many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past.
All right, hum it for me. Oh. Glory. Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
it's Eye of the
Yeah, but
Tiger.
this is tricky.
Eye of
This is tricky.
Eye of the Tiger
Yep.
by
Eye of the Tiger, correct.
by
Which
hold
movie?
on. Oh, the movie's Rocky 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess I don't need to say
done.
who made it. Brian, who made it? I forget.
Survivor.
Oh,
Survivor.
I was gonna say
Jim Paterick.
I was gonna say that other band that I can't think of now. Well, I was gonna say Foreigner for some reason, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think that it was the song from the original Rocky, but Rocky was 1976. Rocky 2 was 1979. Eye of the Tiger only came in for Rocky 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that.
It's an awesome song.
I knew that from.
I know you knew that.
Well, recently too, because we did film sack of this. What, a year? Not even a year ago. It's like sometime in 2019.
Sometime in 2019, we did that one.
Yeah. Pretty
So
late in the year.
They're a great montage of practicing on the beach, right? Running on the
right.
beach together and hugging in the waves.
Yeah, they loved that. Oh, him and Apollo, they were into
Rocky.
it.
You
Dude.
guys
Apollo,
did that,
yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You did that before you did film sack. You just went, let's
We
just
did.
do it. Let's get
Let's
to a
just go.
beach
Let's
and
just
just
go to
have
the
a
beach,
bit
Scott.
of
Yeah.
Huggy
Anytime I see Brian in public, that's what we do.
I'm going to chop some wood and then I'm going to hug you on the beach in the waves.
Mhm. Damn right.
All right, bri.
Yeah.
All right, number 11. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Take a ride on the West Coast kick.
Oh.
Animal Jack, take a ride on the West.
No humming this time.
West Coast kick. No humming on this one.
No,
I know this one.
Oh, frick.
been used a bit.
Take a ride on the West Coast kick.
Oh, it's right there. It's just right there.
It totally is. Jack be nimble, Jack. Take a ride on the West Coast kick.
Oh, I know it. I know it. I know it. I just figured it out. I don't know which movie it is though, because there's
It's a couple, apart from one.
Yeah.
Nimble Jack.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Take a ride on the West Coast kick.
Take a ride on the West Coast
Ah,
kick.
don't hum it. She
No,
started humming
I
it.
just hummed a
No,
bit.
I feel like I've got the melody. I just need to associate it.
Cat Kipper got it in the chat.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure everybody's shouting this one.
I know it.
No, not everybody.
I know it.
Oh, really?
I know it
No,
because
some American Pie. Doors. No. It's so far one person's got it, and that's Capt Kipper.
Take a ride on the West Coast kick.
And
Oh,
Codes
that's
from
like
Home.
killing me. That's that I can hear that melody. Take a
Lon's
ride
mate's
on the
got
West Coast
also the
kick.
person that sung it.
I know it.
Um,
I totally know it.
jeez.
Dun, dun, dun.
No,
Don't.
don't do anything. Don't give
No,
me
I'm
anything.
doing different tune. To
Oh.
try and entertain
Well,
while the
don't
two
do
of
that
you are
either.
thinking about
It
it.
messes him
One
up.
of those things help me.
I totally know this.
Why am I? It's It's I was thinking Chevy Chase,
Shit.
and I was trying to think of it's
Someone said
it's
Buzz
Lindsey
in the
Buckingham.
chat.
Lindsey
in the
Buckingham.
chat room, like you're getting bored.
Holiday
Wake
Road.
up.
Yeah, it's Holiday Road. Gosh dang it.
Yeah,
The first
Holiday Road.
one, they've used it. I think they used it in every vacation movie except for Christmas Vacation.
That
No,
is correct.
I thought it was in.
Well
Oh
done.
no! Christmas Vacation has that cool Christmas song instead. It's
Yeah.
not the same song, but it's just a cool song. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because Christmas Vacation, they didn't go on vacation; they stayed at home, so it was no good using Holiday Road. But all the other ones, they used Holiday Road.
Holiday
for.
Road's amazing. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm. It is a great song. It's a
Holiday
song you can play at Christmas time, but you can play it year round because it isn't specific to
Yeah. You can play it whenever you want.
to Christmas. Whenever
It's
you
cool.
damn want.
Yeah, you're going to Wally World.
So the-
play it.
So but my melody was totally throwing me off, and it's funny. I'm still trying to think of how Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
Jack be
I'm
quick,
wanting-
yeah.
Yeah, I keep
Take
wanting
a
to do
ride
a
on the West Coast kick.
Yeah.
Holiday
Holiday
Road.
Road. I was wanting to put a different beat to it, a swing beat to it. All right. Anyway,
I know that's the thing that throws you. And actually, even when I was writing these out, a couple of them threw me,
mm-hmm.
and I couldn't remember the theme of the song. So it was weird. All right, so Brian, you got that.
Yes, he did.
Scott.
Yeah.
Thanks
Number
for giving
12,
me 8 minutes to do it.
Sometimes I just forget. Say the things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying.
One more time.
All right. Sometimes I just forget. Say the things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying.
What are you doing?
She's singing it.
You said I can hum for Scott.
No, she said the one time. The one time.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It didn't help. Don't worry, it didn't help.
Competitiveness is coming out.
It didn't help.
That's what I've got.
It didn't help. Hold on.
I know the
Come
artist.
on, Brian. Can I give you more than that?
Whoa. This is a montage song. Wait, do it. Give me the words one more time.
Sometimes I just forget. Say the things I might regret. It breaks my heart to see you crying.
You cannot sing it.
You try and do these lyrics and not sing them.
I'd even say those first 2 lines together as one sentence.
I don't know.
I just forget. Say the things I might regret.
Oh my God! Are you just gonna hand it to
It breaks my
him?
heart to see me cry.
I know the song, but I don't know this. I don't know the movie or the song.
I don't want to
name.
lose you.
It's you.
I don't want to lose you alone.
I don't know.
I am a man who will fight.
Oh,
for
it's
your
Karate
honor.
Kid. It's a Karate Kid.
I'll
Peter
be
Cetera.
the hero that you're dreaming of.
Yeah.
Build it forever.
It's Karate Kid.
Together.
Do I get any points for knowing it's Karate Kid, or am I screwed on
Glory
It's up to
of
Gidget.
love.
Points at this point in time are fluid.
They're just in the air.
that? You
They're in
decide.
the air. We're just having
I'm
fun.
more
You decide
We're
if
just
I get a
having
point.
fun.
Do I get a point for picking the
But-
movie? Do I get it? Because I said Karate Kid.
Well, what movie do you think it was from?
Karate Kid. Two.
No.
Karate
It's the
Kid 2.
sequel.
Yes, two.
I just was pausing in
You didn't
between.
get it right out of the first
That
game.
was a very long pause, Scott.
Oh, that's a Scott. That's a Scott and a Brian one. That one. All right. So who's keeping the score? They get a 50-50 each for that one.
Really? I shouldn't get anything on that.
Yeah, I even hummed it to you, Scott.
I know. I just couldn't remember what movie it was from at first, or the name of the song. But
No, you couldn't even remember the song.
I slow danced to that like 50,
Oh,
100
give
times.
up.
All kinds of slow dance like a maniac. To
I
that
think
guy.
I actually took a woman's bra off without taking her top off during that song.
Wow, look at that's a good. All right.
Right
Well,
there on the
things just got
homecoming dance
awkward.
floor.
Um,
I certainly unhooked it.
oh. Any guy that doesn't know how to unhook a woman's bra needs some lessons from their mother.
Geez. Well, then you start.
Well,
Yeah.
that I've heard about those videos on Pornhub.
No
What?
interest.
Pornhub? What's that?
What?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I watch it all the time. Okay. Okay, so number 13 is Brian.
Yep.
How many? Real quick on a time check. How many more do we have past
Yeah,
13?
no. We're finishing up like in about 3 questions.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
All right, number 13. Let them say we're crazy. I don't care about that. Put your hand
Let 'em say
in
we're
my
crazy.
hand, baby.
I don't care
Don't
about
ever look
that.
back.
And we can build this dream together. That's from Mannequin. That is Starship. And nothing's going to stop us now.
Yeah.
Correct.
The second worst song in the world, behind We Built This City.
Agreed.
Depends on your taste.
It made Kim Cattrall come to life just so she could turn off the radio.
That's right.
I barely remember that movie, and we should watch that for film sec for sure.
Should we? Should we?
Yes, we should.
Oh, I hate
Look,
that.
it's a trashy movie, but it's fun, and not all movies can be The Godfather. So
James Spader and Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy, Kim Cattrall
Yeah.
at her hottest.
Yeah, no argument there.
Mm.
Before she became the mom to all those women on Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Yeah, before she had all the bits done.
Mm.
Okay, number 14, Scott. Pay attention.
Okay.
I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagle's flying higher and higher.
Oh, that's so familiar.
It totally is.
One more time.
All right. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky.
Oh, I got it.
I'll be where the eagles flying.
I got it. It's that St. Elmo's Fire. St. Elmo's Fire.
Yes.
And that's the name of the song,
done.
too.
That's not the name of the song, though.
Oh, it's not?
That's the parenthetical.
Oh, it's part of it.
It's the parenthetical. Oh, yeah, you can have it.
It's part of it. It's
Let
called
it
St. Elmo's
Let
Fire.
it have
Man
the
in- Man in Motion.
parenthetical.
Oh, wait, what's the
Yeah.
parenthetical? What is it? What's the rest of it?
It's
Man
called
in
Man
Motion.
in Motion.
Oh,
Man in Motion.
I didn't know that.
Who's it by, Brian?
Man in Motion is by, hold on. It's by,
Come on, smarty pants.
I know, it's in my head. It's like Man in Motion.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Scott knows my kryptonite
Liberace.
is hearing other names. Man in Motion is by John.
No one's getting it in the chat room either.
No.
Unless they're
It's
going
like
and
Sarah,
Googling.
not Sarah, John. It's like a short.
John Parr.
John Parr. Yes.
Oh.
Dang
Yeah.
it.
John
I would have
Parr.
never gotten that.
1985. John Parr.
I didn't birdie that one.
Never would have gotten that.
Nope. All right. So that was the Scott one. Brian?
Yes.
All right. This is your lyrics. Building your dream has to start now. There's no other road to take. You won't make a mistake. I'll be guiding you.
Whoa. Okay. One more time on this one.
Right. Building your dream has to start now. There's no other road to take. You won't make a mistake. I'll be guiding.
Oh, she's doing it again.
I have to give you a bit of a bone.
It's that's is that not Xanadu? That's Olivia Newton-John Magic from Xanadu.
Yes.
Damn it!
Yes.
Xanadu. My
Well-
sister's favorite movies. My sisters loved
Really?
that movie. They loved Xanadu. Oh my gosh.
Oh, every
was just-
chick
I was
loves
just listening to
Xanadu.
this.
Every chick that's my age loves Xanadu. It just is awesome.
I
Yeah.
had
'Cause it's
such
good
a crush on
soundtrack.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, I liked it
Oh,
too.
yeah,
but
she was hot in that.
That
Yep.
movie's not great now. It's good then.
Well done. All right,
No,
so
we haven't watched that for Film Sack yet, have we?
No.
we're getting a heckler in the chat room going, yeah,
Really?
dude. Yeah, piss off.
Yeah,
All right.
piss off, heckler.
So,
Piss
yeah.
off, ghost.
yeah, rack off, you nutbag. All right, so number 16.
Somebody please submit that as a title. Rack off, you nutbag.
Number 16 is Brian.
Nope, it's
No,
Scott.
it's me.
Scott's even
And
I'm on.
Scott. Yeah, I'm messy. All right, Scott, you're going to have fun with this. Scratching in your hen house, sniffing at your feed bag, slipping out your back door. I'm leaving my spray.
I love this. Oh my god.
I knew Brian would love it. I knew Brian would be like, "Yeah, I got that."
Did a whole tribute to this.
Do it one more time.
All right, scratching in your hen house,
No humming. Go ahead.
sniffing at your feed bag,
Uh-huh.
slipping out your back door. I'm leaving my spray.
That's horrific sounding.
That is. What
Nice.
what kind of band would come up with lyrics like that, Scott?
Oh, yeah. What sort of crazy band
What
that
kind
a
of
movie was made about?
horrendous band would?
Oh, there's something ringing a familiar thing here.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the chat room gotten it?
No, chat room hasn't got. Oh, yes, no. Dice Tomato just got it.
Yeah.
Dice Tomato. All right, Dice Tomato. What song? Come on.
Yeah, because it's not the big
I'm reading
song
the
from
chat.
them.
Wait.
Come on,
Do
Dice
me.
Tomato. What song?
Can you say it one more time? Give me the line.
All right, scratching in your hen house, sniffing at your feed bag, slipping out your back door. I'm leaving my spray.
Oh, that's that's the Christopher Guest thing. The one called Hold on.
Brain fart.
Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap's from Spinal Tap. But I don't know the
Correct.
song. I don't know the song.
The song is
What is
Sex
the song?
Farm. Is the song
Sex Farm? Correct.
Yeah. Which isn't even like, I would say Big Bottom would be the one to pull lyrics from that movie.
I wasn't going to make this easy.
And a clarification point. The movie is called This Is Spinal Tap.
This is Spinal Tap. I know. It's
called This Is Spinal Tap.
Directed by Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner directed. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got all those
Marty DeBurgi directed it.
Yeah.
No Rob Reiner. Marty DeBurgi.
Wait a minute. I thought Rob Reiner directed it.
He does, as a director named
Rob
Marty
Reiner
DeBurgi.
directed
Oh, he does
it.
a fake name.
It.
Boy, it's been too long, dude. I haven't seen This Is Spinal Tap in about
You need to rewatch it. It is so bloody funny.
God, I wonder if Tristan's seen that. That might be one to bring out.
Yeah, a little family movie time. Do that.
Although, if I remember correctly, is there nudity in that one?
There might be.
No.
I think there might be.
Sean or
No.
like groupies or something.
Might be boobs. There's more boobs in Trading Places than there are in This Is Spinal Tap. And they're fantastic boobs, by the way.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis does boobs in that.
Bosoms.
She does she shows her boobs in Trading Places and in Knives Out.
She should do that. I was going to say the Knives Out sequel. She should flop those out. See how things are going.
Boobs should be shown. They're
in Knives Out. In Knives Out, she just downs a whole case of Activia and poops in the corner.
Oh, fantastic! That's fantastic. I need to see that movie again because I'd forgotten all about that scene.
Forgotten that scene.
Yeah, just went right past me.
I only like those sort of mystery movies when it's like Clue or Murder by Death. Agatha Christie pisses me off. It's stupid. It's stupid. Everyone stabbed the body. Every single person on the train stabbed the body. That's just lazy writing. That's stupid.
Wow, laying it down. Yeah.
Spoiler alert if we haven't seen Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, well, it was written centuries ago, so if you don't know the clue.
Had their chance to see that one.
Yeah,
it's my least favorite.
So I'm going to call this a tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right.
So the first in wins.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is the tiebreaker. All right. These are the lyrics from an 80s movie. Life can be easy. It's not always swell. Don't tell me truth hurts, little girl, because it hurts like hell.
Truth hurts, little girl, because it hurts like hell. David Bowie.
No idea.
Don't tell me truth. That's Labyrinth, and the song is Don't tell me truth hurts, little girl, because it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
The Underground is the song is the Underground.
That is correct. Brian is the winner.
Yeah, he's doing that bullshit with the balls in his hands and dancing around. He's got his crotch rocket looking.
Brian is the winner. Congratulations. Well done. Listen to me on the Retro Cinema podcast. I'm going to say that before Scott cuts me off.
Bye now. All right. She's gone. That went great. Well done. I think you deserved that win.
See, that was that was finally one in my wheelhouse. You've kicked butt on all the other ones. So.
If there is a house full of wheels, Brian was just in it. That is absolutely true.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, my sister will be here. My Therapy Thursday sister. We're going to talk about existential dread. So that'll be fun. That will be fun.
I'm
Yeah, especially
excited to talk about that.
Especially with all this coronavirus talk, it's a good time to talk about that kind of dread and what you can do about it if you're experiencing that yourselves. So that's coming up in a sec. Before that, a song Brian has prepared. What is it?
I do. Big thanks to Nub Music, N-U-B Music. This is something that's coming out at the end of the month, which is tomorrow, really. It's coming out tomorrow, not the real end of the month, which is Saturday, but the fake end of the month, which is the 28th. Band called The Bangs went into the studio way back in 2010 to record a demo. And fortunately, while they were doing this, somebody left the tape running and rediscovered and remastered this song over a decade later by Mark Lee on their debut album, The Last of the Big Shots. Here is the song Living in Hope by the band The Bangs.
Uncle, the fire monster is stealing all our power. Help us!
I want new shoes and fancy clothes.
You dump the morning into the stream, and there are many flavors that you can get. This is the Morning Stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Now, is it going to mess your sister up that we're in it? Like, do we need to jump back into the other
No, it won't matter.
Discord? Okay.
It won't matter.
All right.
Yeah, she'll still get the ring no matter what we do.
Okay.
It's a good point, though. We didn't move, did we?
Didn't know if she had to be a friend in this one.
No, I think so. I think we're okay. Wendy, you there?
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello. Sorry, we're a little late. We do this thing once a month where we have a bunch of trivia with somebody from Australia. And as a result, it makes us go a little long. So you're very patient. We appreciate it.
Australia. What time is it there?
Middle of the night, 2 a.m., something like that. Something weird like that. She likes to stay up.
It's 4 a.m. now in Australia.
Oh, 4 a.m. Oh my gosh, she woke him up to help her with that camera at 4 a.m.
I know.
I feel bad. Anyway, doesn't matter. What matters is this.
Something wrong, Batman? Has anybody seen Wendy?
You
Wendy's
don't want
here.
to know that she farts.
No, you don't.
Never.
It always sounds like you're just saying that, like just now saying that. But
Yeah.
It's freaking me out.
Because your audio quality is that good.
This is true. Hey, so did you guys do your evaluation of me yet? Am I a total psycho from our interview last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total.
Sweet. Total psycho status.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, not at all. Yeah, it's such an. I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on being the guinea pig, right? Because
It was cool.
we discussed your food history, your mom food relationship, because that's typically a thing or can be.
Yep.
What did you think? And then any insights you came to you want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna think if there's anything like super in particular. There was just a general sense of I never really looked at food in such a comprehensive way. Like, and I've had these phases in my life where when I was younger, food was just like the most pleasurable thing ever. It's like, hey, mom made something rad, we're gonna eat it. And then in my teens and 20s, food was a thing you had to eat, but if I had anything that had any stress to deal with it, I wouldn't eat. So I would like go long times without eating any food. And then now food is like comfort again. And when I'm frustrated or stressed, I like to eat. And so
I like to eat
too. So I go eat, and I'll eat as much as I want sometimes, and that's bad. So just like this weird windy road of habits, I haven't really looked at it from a bird's eye perspective before. So that was a fascinating exchange, and I liked her a lot. She was cool.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
she's awesome. Somebody asked, like, well, she must eat crappy food every once in a while or drink sometimes or whatever. And I'm going to vouch the girl does not ever.
Yeah,
not good things.
She didn't. She looked like the epitome of healthy living to me.
Oh, she is absolutely, and she just like it's just not even appealing. But I give her finish upbringing all the credit because when you are not exposed to, sort of garbagey, what do they call it?
Junk food.
High calorie, no nutrition foods that we all have here in America.
Yeah,
it's just different. It's just your palate is different. And
I know
that's
why.
Why it's easier for her.
I know why, because when they would eat like a big old hot dog, you could see it go down because they're translucent. Those people, right? Yeah. And you don't want to be seen doing that. You want to be seen with a big wad of spinach going down that pipe.
Yeah, that's so gross.
Yeah, no, look, I've seen.
Anyway, well, thanks for being our guinea pig. It was fun.
It was fun. It was good.
Brian, it's fun to hear a little bit of my family history's food situation, but not from me.
Yeah, different
right?
perspective, sure.
I grew up in the same house. But
Brian should totally guinea pig. You should have Brian guinea pig with you.
Yeah, Brian, do you want to do it?
I do. I actually have a big fear of guinea pigs, so this would be a really good way for me to kind of get that off my chest.
I want one of those. Have you seen the hairless ones, though? Those are great. I want a hairless guinea pig. What do they call those? There's a word.
Hairless guinea pigs?
Yeah, but there's
mole rats is what they call them.
No, there's an actual word. Shoot.
Have you ever looked real close at a guinea pig's foot? It is disturbing.
No, really?
Yeah, and you should see. So when you look at
something about like really looking at them and you realize it's a ginormous rat on your lap.
I'm looking now at this.
Yeah, look at a hairless guinea pig, and then those hand thing Wendy's talking about is absolutely true, and you get to see it without any fur obstructing it.
Well, they just look like. I mean, they're rodent feet.
Yeah, they look like little.
Creep me out.
They look like little pigs, like actual pigs.
They're basically fat, very furry rats.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, yeah. But look at this. Look at that chat room. How cute he is. He's adorable.
Hold on a second. Let's see here. I gotta.
What are you doing?
Copy image address. I'm giving this one to Scott and Wendy in the Discord, and I'll also put it. I like how they're pointing out the feet in this photo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez. Wow.
Yes.
There's nothing else to look at there.
No, nothing else in this photo to look at. Just look at the feet.
Yeah, that's gnarly. But see, so the one I just put in there is
oh my gosh,
that's a hairless
wrong.
one. It's a hairless one. Look at him. He's cute.
Oh, he's super cute. Look at that.
It's like a hippo had a baby with I don't know what I'm looking at.
I love it. I want one. Anyway,
why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
Gosh.
They also smell weird, but let's get to the point of today's thing.
Okay.
Speaking of dread, let's get existential about it. So I talked to, it's not a specific email or anything written, but I talked to somebody who is experiencing a bit of existential dread right now. It is, before the chat has their way with me, it's not me talking about myself, okay? It's not me I'm talking about. It was actually another person, but I'm going to keep them anonymous because, they don't know I'm doing this.
And we all probably are experiencing a little bit of this, right?
Everyone experiences a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be part of this conversation. That's part of everybody's life in some level. But in particular, I have a acquaintance who is really, really in existential dread town over the coronavirus spread and anything attached to it. Even when you look at the math and the statistics of it, while it hasn't, laid waste to humanity, it has, potential. Some of the potential numbers are pretty gnarly if you look at it from just a very mathematic, clinical sort of point of view. A 2% mortality rate would be, somewhere in the 700,000 people in America sort of range. If it spreads like the flu does, and we don't know that it does yet. We don't know about containment stuff. Like, there's a lot of questions. And that's part of the problem is there's no firm ones, right? Like, nobody knows 100%. On the one hand, if you listen to the news, you're going to get an anchor going, welcome to the evening news, coronavirus fear spreading like never. But, like, you're going to hear that everywhere you go.
It's more contagious than the virus, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, so they're just feeling very, like, this feeling of, like, just around the corner is the end time days.
Death. Yeah, it's death.
And there's nothing I can do about it, and it's consuming their thoughts. Weirdly, this is a thing that would normally consume mine, but I'm actually kind of chill about it. And I don't know why. I think it's because I'm just sort of in this mode in my life right now, and I'm like, it's fine. If I'm going to get that, it's a 2% chance I'm out. So it's fine, whatever. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason, it isn't bothering me in that regard. Then if you start adding other people I care about into the mix and say, but what about Van? He's a little kid, brand new immune system. Well, what about that? And I go, ooh, yeah, I don't like that. What about your mom? She's in her 80s. That could be real bad. And then I go, ooh, yeah, I don't like that. So there are parts of it that give me the willies, but it's usually on behalf of somebody else and not myself anymore. So I don't know what that's about, because usually this sort of thing would really freak me out, but it's not.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So can I ask some questions? I mean, I don't know how much.
I will try to answer them. Yes.
Told you.
I will try to answer them.
Is this
person
generally? Is this person is it bigger than is this person generally pretty anxious, or is this are you watching them act really different? Like,
this is a different thing. It's very much a shift for them personality wise.
Okay, got it. Is this a movie watcher?
No more than anyone else. I mean, not like an avid movie watcher, just someone who I think catches.
This is not somebody who is on the news with the title after their name.
Movie watcher, yeah.
Brandon, movie watcher.
Movie watcher.
Well, it just makes me wonder, just like their level of getting into pandemic type of literature and movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, that's what's funny, because I'm really into that stuff. I love a book or a movie
Hot
or a TV.
Zone or Contagion.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Like, I'm a big subgenre fan of like end of world scenario stuff, and yet I'm not bothered by this. Is it possible I've consumed so much of that now I'm on the other side of it?
Desensitized to it, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you seek it out because it actually gives you a little sense of control. And there's some interesting research on why Americans are super into dystopias. And it's because we don't live in one. Like, you believe me, if you've ever lived in a dystopia, you would not be watching anything about dystopias. Yeah. Like, that fascination would be crushed. I think it's a bit of the fear of the drop from, I turn on my water and water comes out and whatever, So there's a bit of, we are known around the world for a bit of a obsession with this stuff, which is interesting. Okay. So can we just define what we're talking about first? Because maybe someone's listening who's like, I don't know what you're saying. Existential dread. My life's awesome. Okay. So here's a good definition. This is by clinical psychologist Paul Hockenmeyer. He has defined it as existential dread is the terror we experience in our awareness that we are transient beings acting out life on a precarious stage. It's a phenomenon that is universal among humans, but that varies in intensity.
Interesting.
So basically, like a plant's not going to necessarily have this.
But my dog does. My dog Rainer totally has it. I guarantee.
For sure.
Yeah.
And there is
Every
a difference. There's a difference between anxiety and existential dread. And existential dread will come at different times. It's not something that sticks around all the time. If that sticks around, that's more of a clinical anxiety situation, right? I don't know if you guys I've had this moment a couple times in my life where I just have this moment like, wait, how did I get here? Like I'm in a auditorium in the middle of a suburb of Minnesota and they're singing the national anthem. Like, how did I get
Is that
you like black out and wake up there is what you're saying?
Kind of. There's like a feeling like a year ago I lived in Sweden. And then before that I didn't. And what have I done?
I have that all the time.
There's just a moment of like, or like I'm old or
I definitely have this.
I've had that a few times.
This happens to me all the time, but isn't there a word for that? There's like not dysmorphia. It's like not dysplasia either. There's a word that's like you're where you feel like you're separated from yourself, like you're not.
Dissociate is
dissociative disorder. That's it.
No, that's not what we're talking about. That's more of just like it's what existential dread ultimately is made up of, is like a hyper awareness of this moment where you are and maybe thinking nothing really makes sense to have gotten you here. Now, people will have this, obviously, they're like strung out in a crack house and they wake up and go, what have I done with my life?
Yeah. How did I get here?
If you hear hacking, that's my dog in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Dog cold. Yeah. He has dog coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Great.
It's bad. Anyway, So that moment of like, you're like really aware. And that's existential dread. It's some type of degree of terror, becoming aware that we could die any minute, right? Or we're, because for the most part, our brains compensate for all of the really actual scary things. Like, we get on a plane and people get really nervous. That's safer than getting in a car, but we do that easily. So like there's degrees of awareness of reality, and our brains do a lot of hard work to keep everything familiar feeling safe, right? That's why anything new can sort of feel unsafe. But this just kind of, it's like a little proverbial slap in the face of like, you know what? This might be all over in 1 second. And so you're going to have a response that is fear, or it can be painful. It could be, and the more it happens, the sort of more difficult this becomes. I mean, anyway, so this person, because here's what I would also like to know. What are they doing with their news watching time? Right? Like so this happened the other day to me. I have not paid much attention to this whole coronavirus thing at all. And then I had a million things to do. And as you do, when you have a million things to do, you think, what's on Twitter? And I happened to click on a link. I didn't see what it was actually about. And then it was literally, the whole thread was nothing but coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I just read it for the next 35 minutes. And afterwards I thought, I guess we're all going to die. It was a lot. Yeah. And having not paid any attention to suddenly reading the panic everywhere. And of course it's Twitter, which is a different echo chamber than anywhere else, right? In that sense. But they're just repeating the news too, right? It's really powerful. It's like, oh, should I go to the store now and buy everything? And then you go, okay, hold on, breathe. So my question is, that person is probably consuming and it's that perpetuating problem of you consume to try to prepare to be less afraid, but it only makes you more afraid, right? And so someone could have their bunker full of 2 years worth of food, and they're probably the scaredest one out there. In theory, they shouldn't be, because they're the most
reminded
prepared.
of it. Every time they look around, they're seeing their bunker, they're seeing all their stockpiled stuff, and they're, they don't know of anything else other than, all right, it's happening, and there's nothing I can do about it.
And also, you're hitting the point exactly. Like, hyper focusing on your existential dread creates like a little home in your head for it. Yeah, because it's going to happen probably to all of us at some point, right? The most common form of this, by the way, is called acute existential dread. It has
cute.
ED.
Yeah. It used to be, they originally called it adorable existential dread, but that was too long, so they shortened it. Got it.
Dorbs didn't work.
Didn't work.
Right. And so here's an example of someone describing their experience with acute existential dread. It's like you look up at the stars and think about the sheer enormity of it all.
Yeah.
But you can still hear Donald Trump reading his tweets out loud in the back of your head. And all of a sudden you're like, screw it. Maybe humans really don't deserve a planet as incredible as Earth. That's the description. Yeah. So it's a bit of like the enormity of all, or like if you see any Hubble spacecraft pictures and how insane the universe is in its expanse, and you're a tiny dumb dot. Like that's pretty freaky, right? And then suddenly the things you think that matter so much, like your bank account, suddenly, so it's a weird experience that a lot of people have had. Also, one other thing is psychedelics often can trigger this type of thing.
When you say psychedelics, like LSD, PSP,
psilocybin, that
PCP,
type of stuff, okay, so I'm going to give you the solutions. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There are answers to this.
Lots of psychedelic. Sorry. Go ahead.
Obviously, and not
just good psychedelics.
Yeah, good mushrooms.
Good psychedelics. Yeah. Make sure your quality is very good. Well, and not to say that psychedelics don't have I mean, that's actually not a terrible thing for someone to actually face reality sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I honestly think about it like, what is the structural or sort of organic purpose to this? Like, why is a human being, like, developmentally or sort of survival, what is that for? I think it's a jolt of humility that everyone needs every once in a while, honestly.
Yeah.
But, anxiety over coronavirus is not quite the same thing as existential dread, right? You are feeding a fear. You're digging into it. You're not actually preparing yourself, maybe, for the reality of it, which might be, how to handle not being able to your kids go to school and make sure your daycare is set up or something, right? Like that might actually be what you could do to prepare, versus,
Well, let me ask you this: like, is it a defense mechanism when? I'll just use an example, but if somebody gets conspiratorial about the coronavirus or any other threat like this, and they start saying things like, it has AIDS in it because I heard the government made it, for example. Not that that's a recent example. No, not that we didn't hear that a half an hour ago. But real. If somebody says that, or anybody comes up with like reasons, the government's behind it, or I heard it was from this company of evil doers, or whatever it is that just a coping mechanism to make it seem less, or to make it make sense? Like, why do we do that? That seems dangerous and bad to do that.
Well,
doesn't it?
I mean, it's like, on one breath, the government is so incompetent and they're idiots, and then on the other, they have planned this thing. It's always that drives me nuts. But you're absolutely right. It is we have certain tricks. Everyone has coping strategies for lots of different things, right? But there are certain mental tricks that give us a sense of control when there is none. And that's one of our challenges as a species, is we like to feel in control, right? And so safety and our sort of core survival stuff requires us to feel in control and safe and aware of our circumstances and our surroundings, blah, blah, blah. So when something like this occurs, the brain, and I'm sure there's research on this where your brain lights up. For someone who really loves the conspiracy stuff, what happens in their brain? Where are they feeling or experiencing, and what is going on when they think, yeah, you know what? It's really just the flu, and it's like nothing different than any other year, and it's just a way to tank the stock market so Trump won't get reelected. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Because first of all, it just confirms your bias, or whatever your bias might be, but also gives you this weird sense of like, I'm in the know, I know something, I'm going to be okay. Because that's part of human nature. If we know something, G.I. Joe, knowing's half the battle. It really is. It's like, oh, I know this thing, so I'm fine. But when you are just a regular person walking around with really no access to any true information that you can verify yourself, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So you either believe the thing that is told to you, or you find a bunch of people on 4chan who are going to confirm what you think you believe. Or, you know what I'm saying? So this needing to feel, but again, this is more about anxiety, whereas existential dread is more about your existence. You individually seeing the expanse of the stars and feeling small, or, having this, like, is it anything worth it? Kind of, and we need a whole other hour for suicide stuff, because it's different from this. So don't get those two confused, but very, so it puts us in this interesting place, and it should be transient. But I think we can make it stick around and make it a lot worse by hyper focusing on certain things that will trigger our existential dread.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get into a little bit, how do you treat this? Or, I'm air quoting this because it's a thing that happens. It isn't harmful. It's maybe a reset. We're not exactly sure of all the reasons. I'm sure someone studied this and I just didn't find it. But, what do you do if this is a thing that's happening in your life? How do you handle it? So I want to ask you guys first, what do you think? What do you think you do to handle AED, which is acute existential dread?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is get away from social media for a while. Get away from the things that seem to confirm your fears, or that seem to agitate or fuel your fears.
Okay, so back up. So are you saying that because you're afraid, so you're anxious, or are you saying because existential dread is you're intensely feeling inconsequential, so powerless, small, like your life doesn't actually mean that much in the big scheme of things?
The former for sure. Like,
okay.
if you're freaking out, then the last thing you should be doing is looking on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, to see those things, because you'll only see the articles or the posts that support whatever fear you've got.
Right.
As far as the powerlessness,
inconsequentiality, I like that word.
Isn't that good for us though, to feel?
I know, right?
It doesn't keep us humble. I actually wish that more people would feel a little more inconsequential. Is it as simple as saying, go volunteer somewhere, go help out and see that you're making a small difference? Or is that too kumbaya, too snowflakey response? Right. Well, okay. So think about it for yes, totally. And think about it for a moment. When you are like, you watch the news and you see how these children are dying in Syria. Like, it's literally happening right now. One of the worst humanity crises is under our nose. We know, we can read about it. We have some images, we can see this. And then we go get our latte from Starbucks and we're ticked off because the dummy forgot to put the right thing in it. Right. And so how do you do that? How do you have both of those on the same day? And you have to consciously be aware of it. You can't. Either you're unaware of it and you're taking your anger or frustration out on unsuspecting baristas, or you are. It's the reality of globalization, right? So back in the day, I don't know if I wonder what the history is on this. Like, when the first person said they had it. Could someone go Google that for me? Yeah. Because when you were just in your little farming town with only so many people to know, I mean, did the world feel big or did the world feel small? Did you ever have moments of like, none of this matters because, I don't know. It's an interesting thought, because I think it definitely has increased over time because we are more global. I would assume. Don't you guys?
Well, it's because we're more aware. Like if I was on a farm in the 1820s, tending to my cow and whatever, I wouldn't know that right that minute, and I would never know that right that minute, somewhere far off 4,000 miles away on some other continent, a family was just slaughtered for political reasons. Like I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so because we didn't know, we were, blissfully unaware and ignorant to a thing that was going on, and our world was much smaller. We would only hear about, Bill up the road got drunk and punched a chicken. What are you going to do?
To hear the wheel fell off of Marty's combine the other day.
Exactly. But there's something.
And it would matter. It would matter, right?
It would matter.
It would actually matter.
Right.
Because your world needs to matter. And I think that's what's part of
it's not necessarily feeling like the world is larger or smaller. It's just feeling like, this is my world right here. This little town I'm in. That's all I need. That's the world I need to worry about and care about.
Yeah. And that's hard to do today. And not, any minute now somebody could say something to me and say, can you believe this? And my reaction was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Well, if I'd have never heard about it, it doesn't mean I wouldn't feel the same or be just as mad, but it would have been fine if I never heard about it, because I can do zero about it. I can do nothing about this thing that happened halfway across the world or wherever. There's just nothing I can do. And if there is something I can do, fine. You do something you can do. But there's only so many things you can do also. So, like the stimulus hasn't, we haven't changed. The stimulus has. And it feels like it's just different now. I wish all I had to do was
the intensity, the visual options, the audio options. Like you just could read about it before in the old paper, and nothing in human history has been like it is at this point, right? With access to futility, right, and feeling powerless, or whatever, right?
Right.
So let's talk about what people do. Some of these are going to be more healthy strategies than others, but like, what do people do to stop feeling existential dread, or to at least take a break from it or avoid it? Any thoughts of what people do?
I mean, I can tell you what I have tried to do. I don't know if it's been successful for me or not, but the last few years I have had to make a concerted change. Almost at the same time that my dread was escalating, I was having to figure out how to counter it. And I think I'm getting a little better at it right now. I mean, we'll talk again in November of 2020 and see how I'm feeling then.
See how you're doing.
But like the things I'm being less concerned about the things I can affect or change, and more concerned about what's immediately in front of me and what I can do, and the people around me. So, not feeling any personal dread about the coronavirus. I do have a little bit for knowing, Carter's going to GDC in March, or second week of March, whatever it is. And that's a gigantic conference in Northern California where we have confirmed cases of the virus, and also it's spreading there a little bit. And so, a convention setting with people from all around the world. GDC is an international event. And I think about her, and now I have a little bit of dread for her, even though a part of me is also like, yeah, well, she's going to be fine. Like, it's not that big a deal. Or if it's going to be worse, we're going to hear that the conference itself is canceling, or the conference itself is saying, don't do this, or don't come from there, or whatever. Like, we'll have other indicators that will then make us have to evaluate and say, all right, well, maybe we need to think about this and make a decision. And, to answer your question though, I just got to a point where I needed to back off some from that feeling of just, I need to make sure this is, I can't believe this is happening. I just had to just be better at going, nope, I just need to make sure the dog got fed, and make sure that I don't forget to get the right tax stuff to my tax dude on time. And, things that are immediately in front of me that are important, that I have to do. And that's helped a lot, is just to focus on that stuff.
Making an active attempt to narrow your focus down to the things that you have control over.
Right.
So that you're not focused on the greater picture and the stuff that freaks you out.
Right. And you still try to do,
at least temporarily.
Yeah. And even if it comes down to, let's say, I don't know, I'm just thinking of a good example, but let's say they say, it looks like the big problem right now is travel to the certain part of the world. Then you can make a decision, right? If you had plans to go on a cruise, but you find out that cruise line has had multiple cases, you can make a more informed decision because it's in your realm now. It's no longer outside of your reach, outside of your control. You can actually look at it and go, maybe we'll delay this trip, or maybe we won't go on that line, or maybe we'll change our minds and do a different kind of vacation this year, or whatever. You have the tools to, again, make the decision in your immediate area. Just like if somebody caught the virus in your house, not to just focus on coronavirus, but since we're bringing it up, but if somebody caught it, then you have a whole new bunch of issues of, I need to focus on what I can control, which is take care of the people who have it, be careful and try not to get it myself. And if I do, work with the proper medical procedure of who do I see and when do I see them, and just still keep it within your reach. That's a hard thing to do, but I feel like I'm getting better at it.
Right. And you're describing, again, because there overlaps in so many ways, but again, anxiety versus existential dread, which is, this is meaningless. Yeah. I'm just a speck of dust, or, that type of thing. And so anxiety has its treatment and its forms and its needs and what it does, and you can feed it. And some of those are going to apply to existential dread, because you can expose yourself to all the scary things and just think, my life is small and nothing. I think this is why we have slacktivism, right? Which is you sign a petition via your comfort of your own home, or you rail against something on social media, and then you feel like you've done something, right? But you haven't really. But it gives you a sense of that you're important and your voice matters, and you can do, there's some of that compensating kinds of things that we do all the time. But I do think, let's just say this real quick, and then we'll get back to some other ideas, is if you think at all as a human, this should happen to you. If you don't think much and you're just kind of simple and life is just enjoyable, and good for you. But I would say most people are going to be prone to thinking about their existence, and some will be more prone than others, right? And typically those who are more prone to this type of thing tend to be emotionally wired to process life a little bit more intensely. Maybe the lights are brighter, noises are louder, human beings are more complicated, right? And so there are people who are maybe more predisposed to this type of thing. And so that's something to note. And that not everyone maybe is going to experience it, but we have one life to live, every one of us, just one. And so what do you do with it? So this leads to, religion is a really powerful thing that's always been on earth to kind of help us manage this, right? Well, there's a life after, and it's great, right? Like it's literally the opposite of this. And so people can it allays some of that dread. So that's one thing that's kind of historically happened. And think of some other things. Shopping, drinking, like just not thinking about it, right? Distraction,
right?
Just getting your mind off of that thing. I think it can have really positive effects of really, so for example, when people take psilocybin, this is interesting. I think I've talked about this before, but the part of the brain that processes the ego and information in relationship to yourself, it goes offline. It's literally quiet. And the other parts of your brain that don't usually get used get lit up. And so people will often describe feeling incredibly insignificant and small and almost non-existent, but feeling a part of a whole. So their ego's gone. It's no longer about me, me, me. It's about everyone is one living thing. That's a very common response when your ego gets shut off. And meditators can often have, long-term meditators can create that same sense as well. They can turn that part of their brain off, which is kind of cool, right? So worried about me in the middle of all of this, rather than sort of being amazed by that you get to be a part of all of this is an interesting switch on it. And then here's one last thing that just blew my mind. I'm saving it for the end because it's so fascinating to me. Is one way to treat existential dread, is to take acetaminophen.
Whoa. Tylenol, good old-fashioned Tylenol, you're saying.
Really?
So this is crazy. There is some studies published sort of recently in Psychological Science, it's a magazine and a research group. They found that Tylenol does more than just relieves pain. It's the same, so sort of it inhibits any brain signal that something's wrong. It's not simply just the actual physical pain of it, so that it'll alleviate the pain that something's wrong. Now, don't everyone go OD on Tylenol.
No,
but like
that'd be bad.
it actually, they have found that it can help with these types of feelings.
Your liver will come out looking like a jellyfish, so you got to be careful with those. But okay, so let me ask you this: if you're somebody where Tylenol doesn't even help with headaches, are you pretty screwed on that doing anything for you?
Yeah.
Well, good. Me and Tylenol just don't get along.
Do you not? Does Tylenol not?
Doesn't do anything for me. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. Even the like when you go to the doctor and they're like, well, we're gonna give you the slightly harder version of this that you can't get over the counter. It's still just Tylenol, but it's this much of a dose or whatever. Nothing. Did nothing for me when I had my foot thing or anything else, any other kind of pain. Ibuprofen totally helps if it's something that's sore. And if I have a headache, the only thing that works for me is Aleve. So it must just depends on somebody's, body, I guess, or your own chemistry or something. I don't know.
So let me describe this study because I think you guys will like this. It's really fascinating. So they had participants either take Tylenol brand acetaminophen or a sugar pill placebo. Okay.
Yeah.
It was in a double-blind study, which is very important. Everyone, don't believe anything unless there was a double-blind study. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a good PSA to give it out. I like it.
Okay. So one group of participants was asked to. This is so interesting. They asked to write about what would happen to their body after they die. So that's bringing up the existential distressing thought, right? Mm-hmm. And the control group was asked to write about having dental pain.
Oh, geez.
All participants were then asked to read an arrest report about a prostitute and to set the amount for bail.
Okay. This is great.
So, just as expected, the control group that wrote about dental pain, who weren't made to feel an existential threat, gave relatively low bail amount. So, on average, about $300.
Yeah.
They didn't. So, the assumption here is they didn't feel the need to assert their values, right? But the other group who wrote about their own death and then were given a sugar pill, they set bail at over $400.
Jeez, that's crazy.
And so the idea is that you sort of respond to a threat about life's meaning, it's about your values. And so this idea of, and this might get a little into some conspiracy behavior and sort of other things. When you are existentially threatened, your values are on the line, right? Yeah. But when you're just talking about dental pain, which has no sort of existential threat, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to put you and everything you believe into what this prostitute now has to pay as her bail.
Is it okay? Is it okay that I felt a surge of existential dread when you said the words dental pain? Is that normal?
I know you would actually not do well in this study. They would be like,
I hate teeth stuff so bad. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you and me both.
Yeah, Brian, same. Brian's got like this weird sensitive thing. I have a little bit of that in my lower teeth. I've had I hate teeth.
So you guys would be setting the bail for 1,000 each.
Yeah, probably.
Dread.
But that's the point. These studies are good at weeding out. Not weeding out, but it's accounted for. So,
but it's a clever way to sort of. I mean, they've looked at other things, but it's a clever way to see how a Tylenol makes you feel any different about some dread that you were having. That whether it was actual pain, physical pain, or was it emotional pain? Because our system, and we don't understand the process very well, but the pain blocking power of Tylenol doesn't just work on physical pain, which is something they're just discovering, which is interesting. But it also explains why all other drugs are so appealing. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The worse, the bigger they get. Because isn't like some of that the opioid stuff is like really hardcore extended versions of Tylenol. Like Tylenol in massive doses with the right chemical makeup are not just Tylenol anymore. They're like really hardcore drugs.
Right. So, and then all your psychological pain is deadened because of it, right? Like that's the point of drugs. If drugs were just for fun, then people would do them once, maybe a week to have a good time on a Friday night. That's not what happens.
Right.
Because obviously there are powerful ways to not have to think about or feel.
Right. And we're not making an argument for or against pot, you guys. So keep your emails to yourselves. We're not saying pot is the same. We're just saying, just calm down. It's fine. Everything's fine. Well, interesting. This is fascinating.
Don't do pot till you're 26. Can I just send that PSA out, please?
Oh, yeah. So that's the other thing is this thing you don't hear a lot about. And you've talked about it a little bit before on the show, but people's brains are still like rapidly forming all sorts of neuron pathway and blah blah blah. And pot can curb all that or tweak it or jack it up if you start too early.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. What if it's a gummy?
I tell my kids, no pot till you're 26. They're always like, "What?" I'm like, "Just trust me."
Tell me about an edible.
It will ruin you.
An edible gummy at 50. How will that go?
You'll be fine.
Okay.
You probably need one.
That sounds like a prescription to me.
Yeah, there are people who want me to do that when we're in Vegas in March, and I'm still totally on the fence on this, whether I'll try it or not. My big hang up has always been, hey, if it's legal, I'll try it. Mm-hmm. But now that there's an opportunity to legally do something in a place where it's legal, now I totally am like being a wuss about it.
Yeah, you should be freaked out because Scott, you took a child's dose of a benzodiazepine and
messed
had
me
a
up.
freaky reaction for 2 years.
Yeah,
so
messed me
really?
up. Oh yeah, it was bad. I told you about this, Brian. Did I tell you about that?
Oh yeah,
I think I told you about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was bad. It was very bad.
That would tell me that gummy either needs to have next to nothing in it.
Right.
I'm going to eat just the ear off of him.
The foot.
Yeah.
Just eat the ear. Here's my problem with that is I would eat all the brownies or all the gummy bears because I am trained to eat all of it. And in fact, that's one of the risks, right?
That's one of the problems is that people do the ear, they do the foot, they don't feel anything. Then they say, oh, well, I guess I better have like 5 of these then to feel something. And then the first one kicks in.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and then you're messed up for days. I saw a video of a dog at a vet's office who had gotten into the lady's gummy stash and eaten all her gummies. That poor dog. I mean, he was okay in the end, but he was just wandering around, bumping into stuff, falling over. It was pretty bad.
That's so sad. So Scott, don't do it. But if you do, somebody film it for me, okay?
All right.
Oh, I'm sure 11 people will be filming. 100 people will be filming.
11. Just 11.
11. Just 11.
Hand out tickets.
1,100,000 people will be.
Dad was this way too. My dad, like caffeine was way over effective on him. Same with me. Like caffeine sends me over the roof, and it doesn't even have to be that much of it.
And you know what? He used to say he got high on Tylenol, and none of us we just thought he was crazy.
Yeah, we thought that was a weird thing to say, but now there's some science. Weird.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, don't mess with Johnson's and drugs. We should never.
No.
We're built to like explode. Something's wrong with us.
Something is wrong with us. So don't do it if you're us. But if you're someone else, whatever. Knock yourself.
Whatever.
All right.
Cover up your existential dread.
Totally fine. Yes.
So before we go, we should probably let people know that they can head on over to realsteps.org and do something while they're there. Tell them what they can do now.
So they can sign up for the next round or just an email to get information about the next round. You can read on the webpage. So it's realsteps.org. You can read what the whole thing is that we're doing. Yeah. So we are halfway through the first round. And it is so fun, and the people are so cool. And anyway, we're having a really good time.
Really happy to hear that. It sounds like
it's going really great. And people are like, I have them. They've done a pre-test. They're going to do a post-test, and then they fill out an assessment every week. So I'm getting feedback as we go along, and they're guinea pigs because we're not exactly sure on everything, but we're learning a lot and feeling like, it's some good stuff. It's been really a blast and fun to have a lot of people from your community involved. So.
Yeah, very cool.
It's great. So go sign up if you're just interested in hearing more about it. Next time we'll just send another email out, but a lot of information's there. And we're hoping to do another round. The thing is, so what we do is we help 2 people intensely, and they are awesome, by the way. And they're nailing it. It's so fun to watch. Anyway, it's really cool. But it gets subsidized by everybody else, but everyone else gets good stuff too. And so that's kind of how the model we're trying to work from. So we need about 40 people to do a round. So hopefully we can get that many and do another round.
Second round would be awesome. Well, good luck with that. And in the meantime, it's realsteps.org, Wendy Dunford on Instagram, and there's a Twitter, but I forgot what it is. Oh, Therapy Thursdays on Twitter, if you want to follow her there.
Yes.
Well,
2 S's technically.
Yeah, 2 S's.
No.
Wait, double S? Therapy Thursdays. Oh, right. Yeah, there's 2. Let's do it.
Fascinating. This is fascinating.
Have a good one. We'll see you next week. Be good. Bye now.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks, Wendy.
Oops, it didn't hang. Oh, yeah, it did. Okay. Well, there's still a naked guinea pig on my screen. That must mean that we're done.
Jeez.
It must mean it's the end of the show. All right. No.
I'm going to delete that. That photo is just so disturbing.
Yeah, you may want to get rid of it. It looks like somebody it's almost like a alien hippo or something like that thing.
It is.
You know that Ouija or what's that movie on Netflix?
Ouija or something like that. Right.
It's your Parasite director guy did it.
Yeah, I like the hairless guinea pig. It was the giant guinea pig butthole that I.
Oh yeah, that thing's nasty. Is that pushing like full eggs out of there, or what is that about? That's just nasty.
Like Volkswagen.
It's not good. It's gross.
Anyway,
it's gross. All right, so we're there's no show tomorrow, but there is the play date on Saturday. We're doing it that day for a couple reasons. One, moving around once in a while so that people have time to catch it on a day where they normally work or whatever. And you can also play if you're a patron. You can also watch no matter what you are, so it doesn't matter. Be a part of it. It's going to start at around 11:30, something like that in the morning. Tomorrow depends when FilmSack wraps, and our FilmSack buddies are going to stay on with us, so it's going to be really fun. We want to play a bunch of Jackbox games. Who knows what else may come up, so be here for 2 hours of solid entertainment.
And you accidentally said tomorrow. It's Saturday.
I'm sorry, Saturday.
29th. February 29th.
Saturday. February 29th. Sorry, Saturday the 29th. Yes. No PM tomorrow. That's how that'll work. Also, thanks for all your great feedback on how we're doing the Patreon version of the show every day, which has our post and pre-content in its correct order. I guess that worked out well, so glad to hear it. If you have any other feedback and you're a patron, just leave us comments on the Patreon site, and we'll be happy to answer those. That's patreon.com/TMS, and everything else you might need about us and for us and around us, find it frogpants.com/TMS. All right, Brian, let's take him out with a song in style.
Yes, sir. All right, how about this one right here? This one goes out to Boba Fetish. He says, to celebrate my final Chemo 4 on February 28th, that's tomorrow, can I get a cover of the Imagine Dragons song Believer? If not, something similar works. I'll leave that in the cover master's hands. It's been a long few months, but the Tadpole has been helpful and supportive on Twitter, always encouraging me, so thank you. So number 8, Chemo, and then surgery in April, and hopefully I'll be cancer-free. Nigel, a.k.a. Boba Fetish Wow on Twitter, and when I used to be able to listen live.
Man.
Boba Fetish, man, we saw your post on Twitter about this, and dude, we are excited for you to be done with chemo.
That was not on purpose, I swear. Boba Fetish, forgive me. Brian was saying a nice thing.
Done with the show.
Yes. I didn't mean to hit that. I apologize.
So we are, you've got our vibes coming your way. That's about all we can do, but we can do it. Our best wishes, and we want to hear how it goes and success afterwards.
Yep.
All right. You know, and it's funny because I picked this version because I really like the version and I completely didn't think about the performer, but oh well. This is Imagine Dragons Believer, performed by Puddles Pity Party. It is such a great version. This guy has such an incredible voice and dresses up like Pagliacci the Clown. But this one's going out to you, Boba Fetish. I hope you like this version as much as I do. Here's Puddles Pity Party with Believer.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I'm still only in Saigon.
Oh,
jeez. Okay.
All right, Martin Sheen. Calm yourself down.
He sounds very calm is the problem.
Did you know he had a heart attack on set? I think I told you about that, didn't I? He had a heart attack. So
really?
Yeah, Martin
Sheen did?
So yeah, Martin Sheen at the scene where I guess he was losing it in the hotel room. Do you remember that scene?